नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल सभी लोगों को हरिता का प्यार भरा नमस्कार। ऐसे कि मैंने कहा है 2-3 दिन से अनाउंसमेंट चल रही है, कुछ लगा कि ये कोविड है, उसमें बहुत सारे लोगों ने बहुत सारे सपने देखे होंगे, बहुत सारे लोगों ने बहुत सारे प्लान्स बनाए होंगे, बट ये कोविड कहीं ना कहीं वो प्लान्स को साकार करने के लिए हेल्पफुल हो सकता है। इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज दैट द कोविड मे हैव स्टॉप्ड। सो आई एम थिंकिंग, तो आज से एक सीरीज शुरू कर रहे हैं, उसमें हम उन लोगों से बात करेंगे जो लोग अपनी जो हाई प्रोफाइल जॉब्स थी, कॉर्पोरेट जॉब्स थी, जो बहुत अच्छा पे करती थी, अच्छा पोजीशन था, उसको टाटा बाय बाय बोलकर दे आर डूइंग समथिंग टू गो विद द फ्लो, गो विद पैशनेट अबाउट द ड्रीम, प्लांट समथिंग, गोइंग फॉर दैट, अचीविंग समथिंग। जो वो बम्पी राइड होती है, अप्स एंड डाउन्स, क्योंकि सक्सेस डजंट कम विद चुटकी भर के। So first episode, let's begin this thing. Please like, share, comment, whatever you like. And if you do have a story like that, don't forget to share or don't forget to contact me. So first episode, that's the very important. और उसमें हमारे साथ बहुत important person है. She is Shilpa Gulshrestha. Shilpa, welcome to Harita's Conversation.
Thank you, Harita, and thank you for that lovely backstory about what happens with the people जब वो लोग अपने corporate job, and you called it high profile, and it was like it really stuck. That's the illusion in which we stay for years, right? Sometimes, but thank you for giving that backstory, because that happens with everyone. There's no matter how rosy it looks from the front, पीछे reality कुछ और ही होती है. So thank you for the invite, and I'm happy to share with what I do and what happened with me in my life, and how did I step into this entrepreneurship journey. Thank you.
So when you say you stepped into entrepreneur journey, पहले ही वो क्वेश्चन आता है कि यार क्या हो गया, तुमने टाटा बाय बाय क्यों बोल दिया? Because if I give you back, you were in a very good position. You had good good paying job, a good badge with the designation, long year of experience. It's not कि 5 साल में तुमने you just left. I think it was more than a decade, a whole experience. What happened suddenly? वो बाबा आ गए अंदर से या आध्यात्म आ गया कि सब दुनिया छोड़ छाड़ करनी है?
So whatever way you want to look at it, and it was almost close to 2 decades. So and with some great companies, Deloitte, Tech Mahindra, Westpac, I would say I call myself an accidental entrepreneur. Actually, कभी मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि I will get into business. I was like, not that type kind of thing. एकदम safe, secure job. That's what I was taught, coming from a lower middle class family from Dehradun, कि बस अच्छे से एजुकेशन करनी है, पढ़ना है, खूब पढ़ना है. My dad was a professor, my mom was a principal. आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो कि घर में क्या एनवायरमेंट रहा होगा. बस खूब पढ़ना है, अच्छा जॉब लेना है, and that's life settled, और शादी हो जाएगी. That's all, right? The kids, now your life is for the kids. But कभी कभी लाइफ में ऐसा होता है जब आपको कुछ एक धक्का लगता है. And for me, that धक्का or that wake up call was when, after this so-called successful career of almost 2 decades, I was told that मेरी position मेरी company में redundant हो रही है. And I was like, I mean, redundancy happens all around the world nowadays. Like COVID में तो ये बहुत normal सी चीज हो गई, redundancy होती है, job loss होता है. But at that point, it was a huge slap on the face for me कि मेरे साथ I am asked to go. Can somebody? I have given that control of my life to somebody, and I, being a school topper, national level ranker, gold medalist, मेरे साथ, मतलब मुझे कोई बोल रहा है, they don't need me. This was a big thing for me. And जब मैं उस point पे, when that point came in my life, I said something has gone wrong. कुछ तो गलत हुआ है, कुछ मैंने गलतियां की हैं, and this is the time to step back and actually not go after another job, but actually see कि मैं कर क्या रही हूँ, मैं कहाँ जा रही हूँ, मतलब मेरा high level direction कहाँ है, और I am just going with the flow of whatever life is throwing at me. So it was at that point when I took a step back, and then I realized where I had gone wrong, and that's where the things changed, and I then shifted into something that I really loved. I didn't think of it as a, लोग सोचते हैं कि आपने सोचा होगा मैं entrepreneur बनना चाहती हूँ, but ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. It's just that I realized what my passion was, and I got drifted into that without thinking मैं ये कैसे करूंगी, मैं सक्सेसफुल होंगी या नहीं होंगी, फेलियर होगी, nothing, I didn't have room for those thoughts.
So, as you said, you are accidental entrepreneur. So, give us a brief about your enterprise. What do you do? Because I have already mentioned that you are a game changer. जो हम लोग सोचते हैं कि safe जिंदगी है, whatever throws, चलो उसी के साथ जाते हैं, safe, secure job है. और कहीं ना कहीं as you said कि वो एक धक्का लगता है when it comes to you. जब वो question mark आते हैं आपकी ability पर, जब वो question mark आते हैं आपकी efficiency पर, your input के ऊपर. And then we realized कि हम कहीं पर बीच में रह गए हैं, kind of thing. So if you can share more about how you changed that thing and what's your current enterprise is all about.
Sure. So I'm a game changer coach. Now it sounds very fancy, but let me tell you exactly what I do. So wherever people are in life, there comes a time when you start questioning कि मेरी identity क्या है? Am I living up to my potential? और मेरा potential है क्या? मुझे खुद नहीं पता, right? And somewhere in your thought process comes like कि what if I do this? Or what if I do that? And then you think about your family and you say, it's comfortable, it's okay. I can't take any risk. And you just subside those thoughts. And that was what was happening with me, Harita, over the years. That 4 a.m. thoughts, when, I read it in a book long back, but when you are alone with yourself, and then you evaluate, कि मैंने life में किया क्या है? क्या मैं actually मैं proud हूँ? Yes, I am at a good position. I have this house, whatever, जो society का definition, I've got everything. But क्या मैं actually मैं अपनी life live कर रही हूँ? Am I proud of who I am? And I didn't have an answer. I know 99%, not 99, I would say around 85% of the people around, they are questioning this. And it happens जब आपने कुछ time spend कर लिया होता है, a decade or so, then it happens. So I work with those people to, if they have started questioning कि हमें अपना काम अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, उसमें वो juices नहीं आ रहे हैं, या फिर it's not that exciting as it used to be, then definitely it's time to do something different. So I work with those people to help them remove their blockers, that confidence, courage, uncertainty, clarity, getting them the clarity of the high level direction that they would want to take. This time, not because कैंपस ने आपको चूज किया, या फिर आपके पेरेंट्स ने बोला ये डिग्री कर लो, या फिर आपको ये जॉब मिल गई तो आप उसमें चले गए एंड योर डायरेक्शन चेंज. It's not that. It's about choosing what you want for the first time in their life. And when they do that, I mean, extraordinary results अपने आप create हो जाते हैं.
Thank you. Sorry. Yep. Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's what I do. I literally hold the hands of the people from where they stand to where they would like to be and help them, close that gap.
Thank you, Nishal. She put the comments saying 2 amazing ladies in a one frame. So thank you so much for joining. Stay tuned, enjoy, share question if you want, if you have any. So Shilpa, ये सुनने में, as you said, बहुत fancy लगता है कि हम बहुत सोचते हैं, and sometimes we think so much that we actually can't find where we are going or what we are doing. And I think many of the viewers who are connected with now or who may watch post video, they may have this question कि हम बहुत सोचते हैं, but we can't think कि हमें actual में क्या करना है, what our passion is. What is the easiest thing you suggest or you guide them to, do it? I know it's not the one day process, but if you just want them to, point out something, what would be that point?
I would say act on just one thing that you can do today. And for me, if I go my example, the reason I suffered or I got slipped into mediocrity, this is what I call, like, my mission is murder mediocrity, and I'm so passionate about it. The reason I got slipped into mediocrity was I didn't listen to my inner voice and I didn't know what to do about it. So if you are questioning or if you feel you can do more, don't just subside those thoughts. Go and find a person who has done it. That's the easiest way to cut short your journey by at least 10 times. So find a person who has done it, who has failed at it. It is important because, you see successful people, but nobody is a superhero or a superwoman. Somebody who has failed at it and who has succeeded and then failed and then succeeded, because it's not that once you get into success, it's a straight journey. There'll always be ups and downs. Somebody who's gone through those ups and downs, that person can understand your pain. They can relate to what you are feeling, and they are the ones who can help you fast track your journey. Now, you will make your own set of mistakes. I mean, definitely, but at least आप वो mistakes तो नहीं करोगे जो उस person ने किया. वो person आपका हाथ पकड़े हुआ है, तो आपको वो mistakes वो करने नहीं देगा. So that's the easiest way I would suggest for people.
So आपने कहा अप्स एंड डाउन्स आते हैं, फेलियर आते हैं, और उनका कांटेक्ट करो जिसने फेलियर देखी होगी, तो वो तो आपने भी फेस की होगी. क्या रहा जब when you just leave the job, tata bye bye, that safe, comfortable office job, and then you jumped yourself, you took a leap. फ्रस्ट्रेशन हुआ होगा, गुस्सा आया होगा, कभी कभी लगा होगा क्या शुरू कर लिया यार मैंने, अच्छा था कॉर्पोरेट जॉब. how have you ever faced that kind of thing?
So अच्छा था कॉर्पोरेट जॉब, मैं वापस चली जाऊं, ये चीज मुझे कभी, I mean, I was very sure मुझे वहां नहीं जाना, क्योंकि I had started seeing the changes in me. Struggles, yes, बहुत स्ट्रगल थी. जब आप कॉर्पोरेट में होते हो तो आप एक सिक्योर्ड एनवायरनमेंट में होते हैं. आपको हर मंथ आपके पास एक वो फैट पे चेक आ जाता है. आप चाहे काम करो नहीं करो, as long as you are doing average, you will get it. But it's not the same thing in entrepreneurship. You have to be on fire all the time. And I, being that kind of a contented person, jo bhi mila wo acha laga, kind of person, it was like, no, I have to constantly check myself, kyunki mera koi boss nahi hai. Yes, I had a coach, but I have to constantly be on my toes. And bahut sari mushkiliyan aayi. My husband had also jumped into entrepreneurship. He is also a coach. तो उन्होंने भी कुछ महीने पहले he had also jumped into this journey, and we were both together. And things were not working. Things were not working in terms of the finances. Like we were creating some good results, but वो 1, 2, 3, 4 results से आप उतना नहीं कमा सकते हो जो आप अपने actual में corporate में कमाते थे. So it got pushed to a point, and people still ask me this question, ऐसे कैसे हुआ कि आप लोगों ने 2 decade काम किया and you were reduced to a point that there were $63 left in the bank with 2 teenage daughters at home. But it happened, Harita. It happened because some unfortunate things happened along the way, and we didn't know enough. हमें sell करना नहीं आता था. हमें ये नहीं पता था कि आप कैसे market में जाओ. Yes, you have a face, you have a brand, but are you actually making money? Right? So ये नहीं पता था कैसे जाके आप लोगों को बोलो कि pay me for what I am worth for. It was a journey, right? We learned it, and that's like we spent all that money, burned all the money, traveling around the world, learning from the best strategy gurus, the best coaches across the world. And I think that was the best thing. We invested in ourselves because उस date में जो हम थे, जो what I was when I left Westpac, I walked out of that office 2019 February. और आज जो मैं हूँ, मैं वो बन नहीं सकती थी, मैं वो रिजल्ट्स नहीं क्रिएट कर सकती अगर मैंने अपने में इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया होता. सो इट वाज अ जर्नी. वी हैड अ लॉट ऑफ हार्डशिप्स, बट वो होता है ना कि आप एक पॉइंट पे, मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल व्हाट दे डू इज दैट एक पॉइंट आता है और वो कहते हैं अब हम इससे आगे नहीं जा सकते, हमारी कैपेसिटी चली गई है. बट वो थोड़ा सा और होता है, आप थोड़ा सा और पुश करो. मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल गिव अप व्हेन दे आर ऑलमोस्ट 80% देयर, बट वो लास्ट का 20% डिफिकल्ट होता है. एंड अगर आपने वो क्रॉस कर लिया, then it is a very different thing. And you won't believe, Harita, in the first year, we made $500,000. That's where we got to making, our monthly income increased to 4 to 5 times of what we were making in the corporate. So अगर हम उस point से आगे नहीं जाते और हम give in कर देते या corporate job में चले जाते, and we did think about it, जब आपके आपके सर पे पड़ती है तो आप वो सोचते हो, वो सारे options आते हैं. Don't want to go, right? So वो fight करना होता है, and if you can fight that last bit, success is there.
आपने अपने से तो फाइट कर ली, बट कमिंग फ्रॉम द बैकग्राउंड व्हाट वी इंडियंस आर, फैमिली से कैसे फाइट की? बिकॉज पहला क्वेश्चन ये होगा, दिमाग खराब है क्या?
You said it right. दिमाग खराब है क्या? That's what my mom said. My mom said, okay. And this is how you'd call the son-in-law. She said that Kapil ji ka to dimag kharab hai and tera bhi dimag kharab ho gaya. This is exactly what she said. And I said, I'm doing this, mommy. I'm doing this. And my in-laws, my father-in-law, they were saying, he was like, what are you guys doing? I'm really concerned about it. Both of you have left the job. What are you intending to do in life? But I can tell you, they have seen us through the ups and downs. And obviously, there was a time we used to not give them the bad news. We would give them the good news because we need to, keep them at peace. But in today's date, my mom and my father-in-law, they are my biggest cheerleaders, and they love me for that. So I'm really proud that there's a time, but if you know what you are doing, if you're confident, and if you can find the certainty in that uncertainty that you're getting into, if you can win those 2 3 things, I think, after a while, family comes back to you. So not that they went anywhere, but then, it takes some time to prove that what you are doing is the right thing.
True. I agree. Kuch bhi ho jaye, family may, put a lots of question mark, may not support you in the beginning, just to make sure that you have enough ability, you are firm in your decisions, you know where you are going, you know what you want to achieve or what direction is good for you. That's why I think they put lots of, question mark kind of thing, or they make faces, but by heart, they are always there whenever we need it. So we spoke about this thing, but when you were going this ups and downs, what was the first break which brought a big smile on the face and saying, yes, this is what we were looking for, and this is the big stepping stone, which gives the comfort, or which gives you that satisfaction that yes, this is where we begin, kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think there were not one instance, there were a lot of instances. So the first 2 clients, 2 pro bonos that I had taken, free clients, when I saw their results, like 2.5 months may, and this was a known person, she was a relative, and she got her first book published on Amazon, 2.5 months. And she was my first client, free client, whom I said that मैं ये journey start कर रही हूँ. If you have some confidence in me, I would like to make you my client. Yeah. And we started formally, and that happened. And then we started creating other results. Then there was somebody whom I met who was jobless for 6 months. And she said that, Shilpa, if this doesn't change, next month, I'll have to go and get to to do cleaning jobs. And this was in Australia. And she was at a very good position in Cognizant. 3 weeks, I got the job for her. And I was like, and then it was like, I have done this, you feel that, have I done this? And then something happened. Then people started getting promotions in 5 months, in 4 months, in 1 month. And then you again say, I am doing this. There would be something right that you are doing. People start getting jobs in 3-4 weeks. This became a norm. And families started coming together. There were at least 17 families that came together, because we focus, like the way I coach is कि आपको अपने एक triangle है life, आपकी एक segment relationships है, एक segment achievements है, एक segment आपका health है, और तीनों को आपको proper रखना है, otherwise your triangle will collapse. So the way it had impact on their families, on their happiness, because ultimately that's what you want. Yeah. So achievements, health, happiness, you started feeling that मैं कुछ सही कर रही हूँ, and आपको confidence आता है, and आप और ज़्यादा वही same results produce करने लग जाते हैं, and it becomes easier for you because you have done that. So I would say there were a lot of points, and we still do a little bit of, when we get success, it's great, but when our clients get success, we do a little bit of the chicken dance. It just feels good because clients, वो कहते हैं ना कि आपका principal से ज़्यादा interest आपका,
Yes, I know, and it keeps you moving, like it keeps you motivating, and it gives you to achieve more. It thrives you to that. So I think we are trying to cover so many things. But Shilpa, if I ask you if you can share 3 points where, if somebody wants to start this journey, want to think about that, where are they, or they just stuck there, what do? They want to do something like as you did. It just come accidentally, but somebody who is conscious, somebody who wants to do it, but do not know what to do. What are the 3 points you would like them to, to focus on? We say the one thing is to go and do it, but the 3 step, 1, 2, 3, if they just need to jump into this, what would be that?
Okay, so let me put it like the first thing that you need to do is to figure out your direction, high level direction. Now you can't figure out everything in life. Life surprises देती ही रहती है, you know, you just can't plan to the nth degree. High level हमें अपना direction पता होना चाहिए, हम कहाँ जा रहे हैं. Otherwise you'll put up, you know, life में the way I describe it, you're going on the road और बहुत सारी by lanes and you'll get sucked into that. You should know your high level direction. That's the first thing. Secondly, you manage your time. A lot of people think, okay, I want to get to that. I want to be financially independent, right? ये बहुत ज़्यादा चल रहा है. But actually, it's not about financial independence. It comes, financial freedom बहुत late आता है life में. But it is first about time freedom. आप अपने current time को कैसे manage कर रहे हो? So get on top of it. And spend some time. जो आप कर रहे हो, आपका day job है, you have to do that. That is a reality. So there's no, you know, hiding from it. You have to do that. But you start taking out some time to pave way for the future. जो आप future में करना चाहते हो, जो आपका high level direction है, हर रोज आप सिर्फ 1 घंटा निकालो, but आप वो 1 घंटा निकाल के start working on the future. That's the second thing. And the third thing, get a coach. Get a coach and go for a coach whom you relate to. Now, you will not relate with everybody else. Not everyone will relate to me, and not everybody will relate to XYZ person. Whoever you can relate to, your value system matches, and they make sense to you, go with that person. Pick up that person, grab that person, buy their time, and then hold their hand to reduce your journey. There's no use. Like, trial and error is good, but if that becomes a way of life, that's not, I mean, what you want. So don't go for too much trial and error. Grab somebody who has done it, who has failed, who has succeeded, and keep walking towards your path.
And how, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, how they can get in touch with you?
So for me, the best place is LinkedIn. I know Facebook is great, and I am there on Facebook as well. But you can get in touch with me through Facebook or LinkedIn. I prefer LinkedIn because वहाँ पे real people हैं, real recommendations हैं, आपने क्या results produce किए हैं वो हैं. But either way, either through Facebook, Shilpa Kulshresh, just search for it. You'll find me. Drop me a message. I personally respond to all the messages. This is something which I have maintained till that. Maybe I can manage till now, but that's so I'll personally respond. But that's the best way to get in touch with.
Just letting you know, I'll put the link in the comment box if anybody wants to get in. Shilpa, I try to tag you so people know, like, you know, where is the exit button to click to get in touch. Thank you so very much for your time. It was such an inspirational journey. From dimag kharab ho gaya hai to achieving something and making a beautiful, bringing smile back to the people's life. That's something to look for. And I'm so happy to get in touch. Wish you all the best, and we'll keep talking on some more topics in future. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Haritha. It was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed the English.
So please comment, share, and follow Haritha. Thanks. Bye.